Hi guys, today I will be giving you guys my updated makeup routine. I have a little over an hour to get ready so that I can go to school. My first class starts at 9:30 and right now it's like 6:42. But anyways, let's get ready. To start off, my only primer slash moisturizer slash like prep for my skin before I put on makeup is the Cetaphil daily moisturizer, and it has sunscreen on it. I've tried like the normal Cetaphil moisturizer with the foundation that I use, and it just makes it feel more kind of creamy, like if it wasn't sticking to my face. So for me, this works like so wonderful. I apply this every single day. I never skip it. Now I'm gonna move on to foundation, and I use two. First, I go in with this L'Oreal Paris Infallible Matte Foundation, and then I move on to this L'Oreal Serum, Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I only put the littlest bit of this one because this is just to help the serum not look too white on my skin. And honestly, the first time I tried mixing both of these, I was kind of scared, but it doesn't look bad, and ever since I've done it like that. And now I'm gonna apply the tinted serum. Now I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender and just blend all that in. And then I also taken down the neck a little bit. I also avoid getting a lot of product under my eyes just because I don't like that there's a lot of product to build up whenever I'm gonna apply my concealer. I just let the concealer actually do its work. Next is the part that makes me look crazy for the whole routine. But I'm gonna do my lashes now. The reason I like doing my lashes right now is because I am not careful when doing my mascara. I just get it everywhere around my eyelid and let it dry. So for mascara, I use the Falsies Lash Lift, but in brownish black. This is where I just go crazy. Like, I don't even care if I get it on my eyelids because I'm gonna be taking it off later. And this is also the part that kind of takes the longest because I apply many layers. Okay, now that I look a little crazy, I'm gonna move on to contour. I use the Makeup by Mario contour stick in the shade light medium. I use this double end brush, so for contour I use this one. And then I'm gonna go in with my brush, and I'm just gonna be putting little by little on the brush, just dabbing it. I start on my forehead and then just go down. So my brush broke, that's something. Anyways, usually I go in with kind of a lot of product just because I want to make sure that the contour is a little bit more noticeable. Now I'm gonna do blush, and for blush I use the Rare Beauty in the shade Grateful. I just put one dot on each cheek, and then I apply some of the Rare Beauty highlighter in Enlighten, and I put it right next to it. I do multiple dots and then blend it in. Now I'm gonna be taking off the mascara on my eyelids. So I grab a cotton swab and I put some micellar water on it, and I'm just gonna be going over my eyelid so that I can take off all that extra mascara. Now I don't look crazy. Moving on to concealer, I use the Born This Way concealer in the shade Snow. I just apply it under my eyes and on my forehead and a little bit on my chin, and I'm gonna let it sit for the littlest bit so that it can kind of dry down, and then blend it in. Before I apply any powder to my face, I let everything sit for 2 to 3 minutes just because everything that I just put on my face is liquid and cream products. So if you put powder right away, it's just gonna end up being patchy. And I've actually tested it. Like, I used to apply powder like right away on my face after doing my cream products, and then I would see that it was patchy, and now I don't really see it, to be honest. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and then we're gonna finish off with powder products. Now I'm gonna go in with powder. I use the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I just put this literally all over my face. And then I just brush off any leftover powder. Now moving on to bronzer. I use the new Rare Beauty bronzer in the shade Warmed Up. And then I go back in with my brush but use the other side that broke. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to use it like this. I need to glue it back on. But I just put as much as I feel like. Then put a little bit on my nose. And then I put some on my eyelids. This acts as like the eyeshadow. There we go. Okay, almost done. We're gonna move on to blush. I used the Milani powder blush in Dolce Pink. This is like the best blush shade. It's so pretty. Look at that. And I also put some on my eyelids, just how I did for my bronzer. And usually on my eyelids it can get pretty heavy with bronzer and blush, so I just use my fingers to kind of blend them more in, so it doesn't look like I have a bunch of just pink and bronzer on my eyelids. Okay, moving on to second to last step. I'm gonna put some gel on my eyebrows so that they stay locked in all day. I use the Maybelline Super Lock, what is it, a brow glue. And this, I take off so much product from the brush just because I don't like when it has a lot. I feel like it makes my eyebrows look weird, so I go in with like the littlest bit amount and just brush them up. And then to finish off, lips. So first I go in with the NYX lip pencil in the shade Mahogany and just line my lips. Now that my lips are lined, I go in with the Superstay lip crayon from Maybelline, and it's in the shade, honestly, it's in the shade Break the Ceiling 145. I just put that all over my lip. And then to add a little bit more of tint and color, I go in with the Cherry Summer Fridays. Just the littlest bit amount. And that's it. And this is the final result. I got a little bit away from the vanity light because sometimes it makes it look more pale than what I actually am right now. But yeah, this is the finished makeup. So I'm gonna finish getting ready and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.